Hey there, and welcome to another video in my DIY competitive series, where I show you and your company the processes that I have used in my decade plus of performing competitive intelligence for some of the top companies in the US. This includes Dell, Zillow, TripAdvisor, and many more since I started Finbar.co. We are a competitive intelligence as a service business. We focus on helping seven to eight to nine figure businesses tackle their biggest competitive and market insights challenges on a once off or on a repetitive contract, whichever is best for your business. Um, Firmly believe that every seven, eight, nine figure business could benefit from some competitive intelligence, and I hope you see that too. And I hope this little video where you can DIY and keep your competitive in-house is probably a great option for you guys. If you want to do something more comprehensive, please let me know at hello@finbar.co. So today's short presentation is going to run through my process and steps for a very common business competitive topic that almost every business generating more than a million in revenue wants to know, and that is how competitors' pricing strategies compare to yours. So let's go through the steps to gain the insights you would need if you were to perform a competitive research analysis on this topic. And then I can leave you my contact details, or you can download my checklist, which is far more detailed than this video and will really help you out if you're going to keep it in-house and do it yourself. That's in the description below. So here is my 8-step process, I believe. And it's very simple. It's broken up into, how you would think, but it's a nice structure to it. So you don't, doing competitive in general can be number one, it can be quite boring at sometimes. There's a lot of admin tasks. But it can also be very confusing. You get different data from different sources. You think you're jumping from step to step and you lose the overall goal. So I like to keep, for all my competitive asks for the last 10 years, keep basically a step process and make sure I have an output at the end of each step. And I know clearly what the next step is about. So the first one here is define your pricing strategy. You'll eventually be looking at competitor strategies, but you need to lock down yours. Identify your current pricing models, such as cost plus, value-based, or dynamic pricing. List the price points for which all your products and services, and document any regular discounts, promotions, loyalty programs you may run. And then, so you really got to understand where you stand in the market in terms of pricing, whether you're positioned as premium, mid-range, or budget. Second step would be to collect the competitor pricing information. So you can gather pricing information from competitors' websites, from online stores, e-commerce platforms, price comparison sites like, if this is applicable to your business, like Google Shopping or Price Grabber. You can also conduct retail audits through, store visits, Amazon.com, or you can even, an extreme step would be to employ mystery shoppers to get data, which is probably not necessary in a lot of the cases, but I have done it once before with a company I was at. That's more for a large scale effort. Also, something that's not legal and very, very useful, not just for pricing, but for other communications too, is you subscribe to competitors' newsletters, follow their social media, to stay informed about promotions and discounts, and then you can monitor coupon and deal websites and get alerts on if competitors post on those websites. So step 3 then is you want to analyze their pricing models, essentially. Determine the pricing structures used by competitors. You've already done this for yourself, such as tiered, subscription, freemium models. Then you compile data on their price points and ranges, examine how often they offer discounts, and the conditions under which they are offered. Analyze any product bundling or package deals competitors offer, and this will give you a good understanding of their strategy in general. So once you've collected all this data in these for step 2 and 3, you're going to, if you want to use tools in step 4. So use web scraping tools to systematically, collect pricing data from competitors' websites. Employ price monitoring tools. One I've used in the past is Price to Spy. Computera is another one, I think, for continuous tracking. And then you obtain reports if you think they will be necessary for you, and basically you get like automated analytical software to do all this for you. This should be a plug and play kind of thing. um, and then what that leads on to in step 5 is basically a comparative analysis. So you create your matrix. There's a template. Contact me if you'd like a comprehensive template on this. Um, so this matrix will compare your prices to those of your competitors or for similar products and services. Or if you're thinking of launching a new product, you can do it for that. Um, Evaluate the value offered at each price point. Consider the features, quality, brand reputation that goes into that price point. And then you can also, in this stage in your matrix, assess the elasticity of demand to understand like how sensitive customers are to price at this point and price changes, and how it affects purchasing decisions in general. Back onto the so they're the first 5 steps. Step number 6 is essentially sorry, no. Well, there's 10 steps, but the last 2 are just basically generating the report and monitoring. So number 6 is focused on evaluating everything you've done so far. So you've done your matrix now, and now you basically have to analyze it, and basically come up with some sort of structure and story you'd like to tell in your final report. And that is you're evaluating all the strategies of the competitors you've done. And then, you kind of want to look for competitors implying, penetration pricing, which is a video for another thing, but to gain market share, or using price skimming for new or innovative products. Basically, the ones that are outside the, we'll say, middle 80%, who's doing something weird at the top, who's doing something different at the bottom of the price market. They're the ones you want to just be aware of. And, this step will allow you to determine if competitors are pricing their products similar to yours, who's pricing them way over, who's pricing them under, and why that is, essentially. So that's kind of what you have to do in step 6. And then step 7 is basically understanding how customers respond to that. You've done some of this in step 4 and 5 already, but you can now, with all the data and the story you've kind of formed in your head, you can conduct customer surveys and gather feedback on different pricing. You have direct questions to ask customers. I always found this is a very good thing of you have your story, put it in front of the customers and see what they think. You can do that through like direct, surveys, as I mentioned, or you can, look at feedback and essentially reviews and stuff like that to get genuine customer feedback. I prefer surveys, to be perfectly honest. You can control how you're asking the questions and how they feel about, a certain company at a certain price. Step 8, 9, and 10, as I mentioned, is kind of all one step broken out. But with this, there is a data heavy, kind of pricing heavy report. So you can use, I use Tableau, Power BI, and those tools to create like nice heat maps, nice graphs, nice storytelling visuals to include in step 9 and basically create your report. While I would include in the report all the things you have collected, also include recommendations on how that could potentially benefit what kind of adjustments you could do for your company. And then number 10 is not letting the work go to waste, and ensure that with all those automated things you set up in step 3 and 4, that you can essentially just like keep on top of it and monitor it continuously. This is basically the 10-step process I use to answer this question. Reach out to me if you would like any competitive intelligence as a service for your business. We can be hired on. I do all the competitive myself. I have a few team members who do run some data for me, essentially, but I can be hired on a once-off or ongoing basis, and would love to help your company. Many thanks for listening. I hope it was beneficial for you, and see you on the next one. Thank you.